Today, we're talking about a word that has been used for centuries, a word that carries weight, a word that Scripture refuses to soften: sin. But my prayer is that by the end of this message, you won't feel crushed by that word. You'll feel clarified, encouraged, and invited to aim your life toward the heart of Yahweh with renewed joy. What does sin really mean? Our English dictionaries tell us that sin is an offense against moral or divine law, a transgression of the law of God, a state of being estranged from Him. But Scripture goes deeper than definitions. It gives us a picture. In both Hebrew, kata, and Greek, hamartano, the word for sin literally means to miss the mark. Not to stumble near the mark, not to almost hit the mark, to miss the mark. And that raises the most important question. What is the mark? What target are we supposed to be aiming at? Yeshua answered this plainly. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. That is the mark. That is the target. That is the bullseye of the believer's life. But Scripture doesn't leave love undefined. Yeshua tells us exactly what loving Him looks like. Whoever has my commandments and keeps them, he it is who loves me. John echoes it, for this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments. So the mark we aim at is loving Yahweh with our whole being, and the way He wants to be loved is through obedience to His commandments. This is why Paul says the law gives us full knowledge of sin, because the law shows us what love looks like in action. This is why John says sin is lawlessness. This is why James says that knowing the good and refusing to do it is sin. This is why Yeshua told the rich young ruler, if you'd enter life, keep the commandments. And Daniel, confessing the sins of Israel, says plainly, we have sinned by departing from your precepts and your judgments. 5 witnesses, Paul, John, James, Yeshua, and the prophet Daniel all agree sin is disobeying the law of Yahweh. Sin is missing the mark of loving Him through obedience. But here's the good news. Yahweh shows us the target. This is where the message turns from heavy to hopeful. Yahweh does not condemn us for missing the mark. He shows us the mark. He doesn't leave us guessing what pleases Him. He reveals it. He doesn't abandon us in our weakness. He strengthens us. He doesn't demand perfection from our strength. He gives us His Spirit so we can walk as Yeshua walked. The law is not a burden. It is not a curse. It is not a punishment. Scripture says His commandments are not burdensome. They're a gift, a guide, a picture of His heart, a path that leads us into deeper fellowship with Him. Missing the mark is serious, but not hopeless. Yes, missing the mark is sin. Yes, sin is disobedience. Yes, sin separates us from Yahweh. But hear this clearly. Yahweh never exposes sin to shame us. He exposes sin to heal us. He shows us where we've missed so He can help us aim better. He convicts us so He can cleanse us. He disciplines us so He can draw us closer. Yeshua didn't come to erase the mark. He came to empower us to hit it. He didn't come to abolish the law. He came to write it on our hearts. He didn't come to lower the standard. He came to lift us up to it. So how do we aim our lives at the mark? Not by striving in our own strength, not by trying to earn salvation, not by fear of punishment. We aim at the mark by loving Yahweh with all our heart, seeking His ways with joy, obeying His commandments because we want to, following Yeshua's example of perfect obedience, letting the Spirit shape our desires and actions. Obedience isn't the root of salvation, it's the fruit of salvation. We obey because we love Him. We obey because His ways are life. We obey because we are saved, not to be saved. The mark is clear. The target is set. The path is revealed. And even when we miss, Yahweh doesn't turn away. He calls us back. He forgives. He restores. He teaches us to aim again. So today, let this truth settle deep in your spirit. Sin is missing the mark, but Yahweh has given you everything you need to aim true. Aim your life at loving Him. Aim your choices at His commandments. Aim your heart at His heart. Yahweh bless you and keep you. Yahweh make His face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yahweh lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace.